Hey you guys, today my wife called me this morning. She said, hey, I need to pick the elections for my new 401k. And we'd already decided that we wanted her to do the Roth option, so that was already decided. But she said, hey, I've got this list of funds. I don't know which one to pick. Help me pick it out. So I said, okay. And she sent me this list of funds. Now, I'm looking at the list of funds and I don't recognize, I can look at a few of them and I know that the top ones are already pre-made, not that important. Some other funds, I see some bond funds, mid-value. So I know that we keep all of our international in her Roth. And we have all of her bonds that we need in her rollover IRA. So basically I'm looking for a large cap US. So I scroll down the list and I see, oh, the Columbia Contrarian Core R5. That's a large blend. Let's see what that looks like. Now, I'm always harping about fees, right? I keep my fees low. So I quickly look, go over to Morningstar, bring up their fund page, and here it is, Columbia Threadneedle Contrarian Core Fund, Class R, 1.27%. Bye-bye. So then I go back to the list, and I keep scrolling down and I get down to, oh, a large growth fund. Well, it's not exactly what I want, but let's see what that one costs. The Edgewood Growth Institutional Fund. So I go over to Morningstar, I type in the ticker, or type in Edgewood Growth Institutional. It brings up ticker EGFIX. And I notice the first thing is expense ratio, 1%. Ew, that's high. I don't want that one either. So at this point, I'm a little discouraged because I'm looking at these things on my phone and I'm kind of going back and forth between looking at the list and searching the internet to find out more about the different companies. And I go down and I find the Hartford Equity Income Large Value, and that's a very expensive fund as well. And I'm sort of discouraged. And then I realize there's actually a page 2. I get to page 2 and I start scrolling down the list. Bank loan, bond, no, intermediate term bond, no. Ooh, Vanguard. Vanguard funds are cheap. Vanguard 500 index. That's the original S&P 500 index from in the 70s. The very first one, you guys. The index fund that started index funds. And she has it in her 401k. So I quickly email her, this is the one you need. I went over to Morningstar to compare the prices. So the price of the Vanguard 500 index, if you get Admiral shares, which she has, is 0.04%. That's $4 on every 10,000 you have in that account, you guys. Versus the other one we looked at that was 1.27%, which would be $127 on 10,000. This can be a little overwhelming when you get a list, but take your time. Don't make a brash decision. If you know you want a certain fund, I always look for the cheapest fund I can find that does what I need in the company workplace plans, because a lot of times they have options that are very expensive and the fees over time are going to eat away at how much money you make. So I was pretty pleasantly surprised to find she had the Vanguard 500 index. It's easy for me to keep track of, and it's a generic fund that's going to produce over time. Take your time when you're picking your funds. Most of my workplace accounts have a single fund, and I use them and I look at my whole portfolio, all the different accounts, and that's how I figure out my asset allocation. Use the cheapest fund you have available to you that gets the job done for what you need. All right, you guys. Quick one on that. Thumbs up if you liked it. Please help me out. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. It really helps me out. And as I said, leave some comments and we'll talk about it. All right, we'll see you next week.